Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited to bring you guys a look at the new Urban Decay Distortion Eyeshadow Palette. I actually just got this in the mail today and I was actually off, so I was like, well, hey, let's go ahead and play with the palette, do like a first look, because I haven't seen anything about this palette hardly at all. I haven't hardly seen any swatches. This was kind of a surprise from Urban Decay and it just like randomly is coming out soon. So I wanted to do a little look with this palette and give you guys a first look at it. I'm going to show you guys some swatches and kind of talk about it so you guys can see what this is all about. This isn't going to be a full review, of course, because I usually have to have like 2 to 3 weeks to actually test the product out to get like a thorough review. But this is just a first look at the palette for you guys. So this is the box that it comes in. Really beautiful. And then here's the actual packaging. I am loving it. It is beautiful. It has this really pretty holographic mirrored casing. It's really pretty. And then on the back just says Urban Decay Distortion. And then on the inside you get a really big mirror and all of your eyeshadows on the bottom. So I did pull up the Sephora website to tell you guys a little bit about this palette. It's going to retail for $48. It is not currently available yet, but I did look on Trend Mood's Instagram. She always has like the latest updates and stuff, and she said that it's going to be available December 4th online at Sephora and then maybe December 29th in stores, and it might be a Sephora exclusive is what I'm gathering. I'm not 100% sure on that. In this palette you will get 15 eyeshadow shades at 0.06 ounces of each pan, which is pretty typical for Urban Decay, a little bit more than like their naked palettes. So I'm going to read a little bit about the description. It says, customize your own trippy duotone shadows with our shade morphing distortion eyeshadow palette. It says, layer the shadows in the top row over any of the other shades and watch them instantly transform into shifty multi-dimensional hues. With 10 shades, 9 are new, and 5 transformer hues. You'll never run out of options. We can't wait to see what you create. From what I gathered, I also looked on the Sephora site, so as you can see, you have your shifting shades up above, which is kind of like, they remind me of like the holographic highlighters. Like I know like Anastasia has one, Kat Von D has them. That's kind of what they remind me of. They're just like a shifter, and they're like really light colors, but you can change the colors of your eyeshadows with them, which is fun. But basically you're supposed to go like in the rows, which you can totally mix and match however you want, but they're made to go vertically. So like you have your pink shifter with some pinky shades, your purple shifter with the purples, blue, greens, and so on, so that they would best match each other. I kind of mixed and matched mine a little bit, but I did create this look, which I'm going to show you guys towards the end of the video if you guys just want to see me testing it out for the first time. When I worked with the shadows, they were really nice and pigmented, just super soft. I really like Urban Decay's like shimmers. They create like some of the best shimmers out there, I think, and their colors are beautiful. This is mostly all shimmer palette, except I think the only like matte is blackout. Just you have this random matte black in there, but everything else has shimmer in it. And then Old Smoke looks like it could be close to a matte color. It has a little bit of glitter in there, but not much. But it is basically an mostly all shimmer palette to create those like dimensional eye looks. I actually was surprised to see that they are coming out with another shimmer palette, because you guys know they just like had their holiday palette, which is all shimmers as well. It's definitely a lot different. I feel like these shades aren't as glittery and foiled as maybe their holiday palette looks like. These are a lot more subtle. They don't have a ton of shimmer in them, but you can definitely make them really pop with the transformer shades. When I did play with the transformer shades, I'll say they were really like light. I was expecting a little bit more like shimmer or foiled eyeshadow effect, which I love the foiled shadows. I just love when you can swipe it on your lid and it just looks so like metallic, which these aren't really like that. They just kind of give you like a subtle color shift to your eyes, and they change the color of the eyeshadow, make it a little bit lighter, and just change the color a little bit, which I really like the look that I came up with today using some of the purples and pinks. I think this is a fun palette. I'm excited that they sent it over for me to try, and I just really wanted to show you guys the palette, and I'm going to show you guys swatches as well. Since there's so many shades in here, I'm going to do my swatches a little bit differently. So basically I'm going to swatch them by row. So I'm going to go vertically, and then I'm going to put the shifter over each color that goes with them so you guys can kind of see it that way. I felt like that would be easier than putting the shifter over every single color in the palette because that would take forever. So let's move on to the swatches. The first vertical row shades are Bleach, First Offense, and Territorial. Next up we have Shifty, Hotbox, and Blackout. Then we have Space, 5.0, and Old Smoke. Next row is Mind Game, Rogue, and Shag. And for the very last row, we have Blur, Trash Talk, and Velvet. Alright, there you guys have it, all the swatches of the colors and all the transforming shades together. I'm pretty excited about this palette. I think it is going to be really fun to play with. Just something different that I haven't really seen a lot of companies do. Definitely have to say my favorite rows are probably the burgundies and the pinks and the purples. The blue I'm a little bit scared about just because blue eyeshadow always scares me, but I do think like this space shade could be fun, maybe with the purple even, to create a fun look. And then the greens are kind of scary as well. I do like this hot box shade though. I think that's really pretty. The black, I don't know, I think that could be fun with any of the shifter shades, to be honest, because you can do anything with that. And then I also used that blackout shade to smoke out my outer corner today, and it worked really good as for that as well, because Urban Decay always has awesome black eyeshadow. This row was really pretty too, and I love my orange and warm tones, so you guys know that's one of my favorite rows as well. Overall, I am fairly impressed with it. I wish it was like a little bit more metallic and more shimmery than it is, but I do think it's a fun palette, and I'll definitely be trying it out in the next few weeks. So that is my thoughts so far on the new Urban Decay Distortion palette. Now I'm going to switch over to how I did my eyes today so you guys can see how it performs on the eyes, and that was the very first time I ever used it. So let's move on to the tutorial. Alright, so for this look I will be using some primer. So we are going to be using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I have the shade Enigma, and I'm just going to pat this in on my eyelids. And since this palette is pretty much an almost all shimmer palette, I am going to be using a transition shade. So I'm actually going to be taking my original Naked palette from Urban Decay, and I'm going to take the shade Naked right into my crease. This isn't something that you absolutely have to do, but I just like to have a transition shade there, especially when I'm working with colors, just because I feel like it will definitely help the colors blend out a little bit better. But I've definitely done some looks with all shimmer palettes and didn't use any browns or any matte colors at all. Alright, so I'm going to go in with this shade here. This is called Velvet. And I am also going to place this in my crease where I just put that transition shade. So I'm going to take this fun purple called Rogue, I don't know which one it is, and then I'm going to place that on my outer corner and blend that out. And with that same brush, I'm actually going to go into Blackout down here, and I'm going to just deepen up the outer corner. I'm not going to take too much, just a little bit so I can create some definition. Next, I'm going to go in with some Naked concealer, just like the teeniest amount. I'm actually going to use a brush to apply it. So I'm just going to apply it right to my brush. And I'm going to do like a half cut crease. So I'm going to take a little bit on my hand, and then you just need like the tiniest amount, and I'm just going to go halfway on my lid and kind of blank this out because I'm going to put color over it. And just go right up to the crease and halfway. And then once that's dry, I'm going to go into Trash Talk, this fun like pink color over here, and take a little bit on a flat brush, and I'm just going to put that right over that concealer. Next I'm going to take my transforming shade, so I'm going to do Blur because it goes with kind of the pinks and purples. I'm going to use this on my finger and just apply that right on top. I'm going to use Velvet on my lower lash line, that burgundy shade we used earlier. And I'm just going to smudge that underneath. And I'm going to take it pretty heavily under there. Alright, so we got some fun color going on. I got all my eyeshadow done. So now I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup and you guys will see me in the next clip with my full face. Alright guys, so I think the eye look came out really well. What do you guys think? What do we think about this palette? Are we excited about it? Is Urban Decay doing too many eyeshadow palettes? I want to know your opinions because I know they just had their holiday collection out and I think they have a Troublemaker palette coming out as well very soon. And I even saw, I think they did a collaboration. Let me pull up Instagram. Yeah, they're doing a collaboration palette with Kristen Leanne. So Urban Decay's got a lot of stuff going on right now, but I am so excited. I got to try out this palette for you guys today. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye guys.